Hello, Master Numerologist Alvin here. I would like to continue my series on exit points. An exit point is the day, the month, the year, and the age that a soul leaves on. Today, I would like to talk about Marilyn Monroe. Okay, Marilyn Monroe was more than a mega star. Marilyn Monroe is an iconic figure, one of the most recognizable faces in the world. Marilyn Monroe image is plastered over both boys' and girls' bedroom walls. She is a giant forevermore. Marilyn Monroe made her transition on August the 5th, 1962. Her third subcore, number 8, has built a multi-million-dollar brand. In 1999, Marilyn Monroe was ranked as the 60th greatest female star of all time by the American Film Institute. Marilyn Monroe's second subcore, number 5, yearns to be free from the confinement of the human body. The soul feels trapped. It looks for ways to escape. It is drawn towards outer attractions, which is ruled by the 5 physical senses. It has a tendency to overindulge in these outer pleasures, be it sex, food, drugs, or alcohol. When the number 1 energy is not strong to keep the focus on the objective, then the 5 energy looks for outside attractions. So when an energy is lacking a strong one present, it's indicating that the individual is struggling with the self-esteem, with the self-identity. And when an individual struggles with the self-esteem and self-identity, then it's easier to be led into circumstances, environments that's not really going to be good for you. A 1 energy, learns how to stand up for itself. A 1 energy knows what it wants, and a 1 energy don't allow itself to be so manipulative. To be manipulated by others so readily and so easily. So I didn't really see a very strong warm pattern with Marilyn Monroe. I saw a lot of the 6s and the 9s, energies that feel more comfortable, just pretty much surrendering their powers uh, to other individuals. So when the 1 energy is not strong to keep the focus on the objective, then the 5 energy will look for other ways to kind of satisfy itself. Now, Maryland's third subcore is the number 9. It consists of 4 sub-elements, which is the 1, the 9, the 6, and the 2. Now, the group 9, 6, and 2s reveals a very passionate and giving person. So once again, the 9s and the 6s and the 2s are the self-surrendering energies. The 1s and the 4 and the 8s are your very outward, aggressive kind of vibrational energies. When you don't have a strong 1 pattern, and you have a very strong 9-6-2 pattern, which Marilyn Monroe did in her transitional numbers, then it's easy to understand why an individual will surrender a lot of their powers and will not have the strength or the discipline to say no to circumstances that is not in their best interest. So I had a very strong 9-6-2 and reveals a very passionate, giving type of person. One who will put others ahead of herself. Also, when you have a pattern of 9, 6s, and 2, you may not be able to handle things because you're so emotionally involved, and at times you may become overly sensitive. You don't have enough of the backbone to not let things affect you on a personal level. You would take things very personal, as opposed to being more objective using the one energy and trying to rationalize things. You have a tendency to surrender more to the emotional aspect. So you can look for a high sense of sensitivity, and a lot of times an individual cannot control the emotional aspects of the emotional aspect, and you may find them reacting uh, overly moody, overly emotional, even temperamental, because because the self is not really in control. That's why that one energy is so vital, and that's why that one energy comes first. Know thyself is one of the commandments. Thou shalt know thyself. So anyhow, the because of the absence of the one and the overstimulations of the nine and the six and the twos, one can become oversensitive. And now there is a one. The first sub element is a one, but it just don't have the strength to withstand the more dominant interior aspects of the nine, six, and two. It's there, but it just don't have enough strength to overcome. So let's add all of our four sub elements together. 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. 16 plus 2 is 18. Now, the 1 and the 8 are powerful numbers. There's no doubt about that. And Marilyn Monroe's first subculture is an 8 vibrational energy. So she was powerful. But being powerful and being in control is two different things. Being in control indicates a 1 energy. Being powerful means that others can manipulate that power from you, can manipulate that wealth from you because you don't have enough strength to hold on to what it is that you have achieved. So those are powerful numbers, but when they reduce down, you create another 9 energy, which once again is the energy of giving, the energy of just self-surrendering without really putting up much of a fight. So so her third subcore is a 9 energy. So let's add our subcores and subelements together. The first subcore is the number 8, and it's pure, meaning that there's no other vibrational energies that modify the behavior of an 8 energy. And sure enough, Marilyn Monroe was very successful in her profession, if perhaps not in her personal life. The second sub-element is pure as well, with the number 5. The 5 energy, a lot of times I've been observing when highly evolved souls come into the physical body, it really acts as a confinement, it really acts as an imprisonment, and they really struggle being here on earth, and they really want out, and they feel trapped. And so in a way, Marilyn Monroe felt trapped in this physical body. She wanted out, and she got out at her early age. We don't have the full conditions of how her death came about, but drugs probably played a role in it because the 5 energy, once again, when you don't have a good strong one focus, then the 5 energy that's not a very focused number can lead you into areas in which the 1 would not take you. And the 5 energy enjoys pleasurable things because, like I said, it is ruled by the 5 physical senses. But when we add our two chords together, the 8 and the 5, and then our 4 sub-elements of 1962 together, we're going to get the compound number of 1974. Now that 7 is important because Marilyn Monroe destiny was a 7 energy. And I suppose that she had a lot of psychic impressions, but because she was perhaps not emotionally stable, maybe she did not know how to handle her psychic abilities, but she had psychic abilities because her destiny was a 7. And I'm seeing a lot of 7 vibrations moving through her birth cycles, not so much her transitional numbers. But here in 1974, I see it. I see the 7 energy. But when it's reduced down, it reduced down to the master number of 22. Now the 22 energy, these are souls that come to the earth for a specific purpose. And so the 22 energy carries a tremendous amount of high spiritual type of vibrational energy and the 22 are master builders. And so Marilyn Monroe on that level did achieve mastership. She's going to be forever known as the image that we place upon her. It's perhaps not the image that she had for herself, but it's the image that we put on her as a sex symbol, as the epitome of beauty. Until even today, women are still trying to emulate her, still trying to dress like her, sound like her, look like her. That's just going to go on forever because she did achieve that mastership of, of beauty. So the 22 in numerology is called a master number. This number accommodates a soul who have achieved a monumental accomplishment. And Marilyn Monroe did achieve immortality. Her image as a sex symbol will forever keep her young. Now, Marilyn Monroe left her body at age 36. Now, these is the numbers that becomes start identifying our inner profile of Marilyn Monroe. The 3 and the 6. The 3 energy is pretty much self-evident because it rules acting, communication. Sometimes even it means individual did not really communicate as well as they should have to let the world know exactly what it is that they wanted or did not want, and the 1 energy was there to ensure that what it is that I see, my vision, would be carried out. That's how a 1 and a 3 can work together. The 3 energy communicates what the 1 wants, but if the 1 is lacking, then the 3 energy may not be able to communicate what it is that it wants clearly enough and forcefully enough. But the 3 energy is also the energy of acting. So that's self-evident. She is an actress. She was an actress, and she was a very powerful actress. She just had the charisma that touched us. Now the 6 energy, on the other hand, her second sub-element really is getting to the nut. Inwardly, outwardly, she was this sex goddess, but inwardly, Norma Jean, her birth name, was really crying out for love, for self-acceptance, because the 1 was lacking. That 6 energy is also her first number in her birth cycle. She was born in June, and she had a very traumatic childhood. You know, her mother was mentally unstable. She really never could figure out exactly who was her father. She was put in foster care. Those type of incidents can really alter a child's um, self-esteem about how they feel about themselves. You know, am I loved? If I'm, how come I can't? How come I'm not with my mother? You know, why is my mother not stable? Why am I in this foster system? She tried marriage 3 times. Her latest marriage was to Arthur Miller, but still looking for love, still looking for that affection, the need to be wanted was really at the core of Marilyn Monroe's essence. So she left at 36. But then the 3 and the 6 come back, and you find the number 9. So the 9s and the 6s are very harmonious energies. They are very self-sacrificing type of vibrational energies. The 9s and the 6s really don't have the backbone because they don't really vibrate on, you know, what's good for me. They vibrate more on what's good for others. And the 6 energy, like for example, Marilyn Monroe bequested some of her real estate to be left to her psychoanalyst. She trying to figure out, once again, she was trying to figure out who she was. You know, how did she fit into the picture? And she felt as though her psychoanalyst was really was helping her to straighten things out. So she bequested some of her her estate to be left with her psychoanalyst. And when the psychoanalyst died, that estate went towards a portion of the estate was transferred to the Anna Freed Center that was in London, which was dedicated to working with children with mental health problems. That's another indicator of the self-sacrificing, the surrendering, the giving to others that perhaps is not as fortunate, or to surrender to others that is struggling on the mental level. So that was very important aspect of the 6 vibrational energy. So the subcore when added to the when you add the subcore age together, the 3 and the 6, you'll get the vibration of the 9, which is the vibration of the number of giving. So even though Marilyn Monroe would be remembered as both a pop and culture icon, as well as the quintessential um, sex symbol, American sex symbol, her inner core center was for love for others, especially for children. Now, in my opinion, Marilyn Monroe was struggling to find her own place in the world to etch out who she was as opposed to the box we placed her in. Now, what's interesting about Marilyn Monroe is that she left the planet in 1962, and those last two sub elements, the 6 and the 2, are very soft and gentle 8 It's a very soft and gentle 8 energy. 6 plus 2 makes 8. And her first core, subcore, is the number 8, and those two 8s come back to make a vibrational energy of the 7 energy, meaning that she was a highly evolved soul. She probably had very strong psychic abilities, a very strong intuitive vibration, but she was lacking a very one vibrational energy. And what's interesting about the year that she left, 1962, she came in reverse of those numbers. She came in at 1926. Both of those vibrational energies, the 1962 and the 1926, vibrates to the 9 energy, the energy of the humanitarian. But she had a destiny of the 7 vibrational energy, meant that she was here to teach us about love. She was here to teach us about love for self. But I think what happened was her early childhood distorted a lot of her vision because she didn't have the stabilizing 6. She was born in June, and the 6 energy rules the home and the family, and she did not have a stabilizing childhood, and I believe that would threw her off. She was born on the first, so the 1 energy was there, but that 1 energy was sandwiched between the 6 and the 9. June is the 6th. She was born on the first. She came in 1926, so the numbers were 619, and so the 6 and the 9 predominated the vibration. And then you had the 7 energy, which is the energy that's pretty much is aloof. So a lot of times people might have saw her being aloof, but it wasn't personal. It was just she was kind of like inside of herself, inside of her cave, and people might have mistaken that as someone that didn't want to be bothered or someone that was anti-sociable. But anyhow, a very fascinating individual, Marilyn Monroe. I sense that she was a highly evolved soul that just got caught up with the lack of the 1 energy and a very strong traumatic 6 energy, which kind of led to her attraction towards the barbiturates, and it might have played a part in her um, losing her life at such a young age. So rest in peace, Marilyn Monroe. So you guys, until the next time, I would like for you to keep your heads up, look towards the heavens, know that you and God are never apart. That you and God and the God of energy are always one. Peace.